question is, do Curse want to? Will Curse play a Soraka if it's available? You know, it's one of those things where, yes, Voivo probably could play it.
Yeah, she's not a complex champion.
Yeah, but you prefer to see Voiboy on other champions is the point I was trying to get to. Rounding out the band, Soraka and Lucian, so first pick Thresh is my instinct.
Right, well the thing is, if you see those champions that you usually prefer to see Voiboy on are Assassins, and Assassins could be shut down pretty well by Exhaust, as we saw. So Soraka would still be a necessary ban here. CLG do not deviate from their bans either. But I like the focus from Curse. They shifted even more focus towards Doublelift, towards the bottom lane. As the analysts all said, bottom lane is important for CLG, and it was a huge point of power for them. So now they're going to see what else has Doublelift been practicing, because there's the famous picture of his full match history, all Lucian games. Wow. Let's see what else he has.
We'll have to see if he pulls out something like the Sivir or the Caitlyn. He did the Caitlyn yesterday in Game 3 of the series. The first pick, Kha'Zix. Now, Curse actually banned Kha'Zix in the previous matchup and locked it in now themselves, once again, denying that from Dexter. We may see Dexter going back to the Elise once more, locking in the Lulu. So we can, again, this is another time you see Lulu, and I was about to say could be support, but with Thresh being locked in, we're 100% sure that that's support Thresh and mid lane Lulu.
Yeah, so the flex pick they already gave up the game. It is going to be a solo lane Lulu. I do like getting Thresh very early. It's a ridiculous support right now. So even though Curse are focusing on the bottom lane, CLG have locked in a very, very strong champion for that bottom lane. No matter what AD carry Doublelift goes with, they will have the ability to make plays and saves. The really important part is the saves towards the late game, because Kha'Zix, if he finds somebody out, isolation damage, they need Thresh Lanterns to get that person away.
Going to be very difficult for Quas, or for Dominate rather, to get those executes when there are Lanterns, when there are Wild Growths. Afromu's been doing a great job on Thresh in recent weeks. We talked about how flashy he is on that champion. Over on the side of Curse, down to the last couple of seconds, Quas will have the Giant Crocodile, and Cop once again going for Caitlyn.
Oh man, I don't know. So Curse, after they see this first two lock-ons from CLG, I would not want to run a heavy dive comp again. An aggressive dive comp into a Thresh and Lulu is one of the worst. It's the worst two champions to run a dive comp into. There's so much ridiculous slow and kite potential in a Thresh Lulu that it's so hard to go with the hard engage versus that. We talked about how well Afro was doing kiting before. Now they've got so many tools at their disposal.
We'll have to see how Curse manage it. High risk, yes, high reward. I mean, if they can make it past, maybe it'll work. Shyvana locked in once more for Nien in that top lane. Going to get his hands on that half dragon, and Jinx as the AD carry for Doublelift. So going for a high damage AD, but he does have the support.
Yeah, now we see why they lock in all this kiting potential so early. They lock in the Thresh and the Lulu, secure those picks before going with the immobile, dangerous, hyper-scaling AD carry. This is definitely one of Doublelift's favorite champions, though. He was using Jinx for a long, long time. So he's definitely comfortable on the champion. The only thing he does have to worry about is the positioning, but as we said, Lulu and Thresh locked in, going to supplement him very, very well. Hovering over the Kog'Maw, though, I do like that. Curse are switching up their strategy. They don't want to go with another dive comp. They don't want to be a one-trick pony here, because if you dive into Lulu Thresh, it's ridiculously hard.
Well, Annie, Leona were up. Bunny Fufu is opting to go for the Morgana as his timer runs out. So Curse have got a fairly strong front line with some ability in their Kha'Zix and Renekton. Ziggs and Morgana for some long-range poke damage, and we'll see not only denying that from his opponent, we'll see what Voiboy can do with Ziggs. The one thing I am immediately seeing, though, I do prefer these scaling options for Counter Logic Gaming.
It's definitely the tower shoving very early for Curse. They're not looking to go late game team fighting here. They've got Caitlyn and Ziggs. Anytime you have Caitlyn and Ziggs, looking at shoving down turrets quick and as often as possible. So game plan for Curse obviously has switched here. Looking at tower destruction. Nexus cracking up with that Yi pick.
I'm not believing it.
Talking about hyperscaling late game.
They might go for it. I mean, Feral Flare, Master Yi, we did not see him in the EU playoffs. We did see him in the Challenger. in the last couple of seconds. I think Lee Sin or Elise are going to be more likely. It's actually the Evelynn at the last second. So even more sort of peeling and flanking power here with that Evelynn locked in. So CLG Gaming, jungler that, I don't know, it's a little strange to me. Doesn't necessarily fit the mold.
The jungler actually is in CLG's favor if they do the 2 versus 1 swaps, because Kha'Zix doesn't really have any attack speed buffs or anything, nothing to really help him take down those turrets. Evelynn does a little bit, and then also they can look to take advantage. When all these turrets are down so early, she has so much map to work with, roaming around invisible the entire time. When the lanes do eventually shake out, as they usually do, towards that mid-game sort of stall after the turrets are gone, she's got so many options of where she can pressure.
You talked about how important the early laning and tower pushing for Curse is going to be. Evelynn is going to make that job much harder if you don't have enough vision or enough control around the map. So interesting compositions. First time we're going to be seeing Dexter on that eve this weekend. All those teams are loading on the Rift. Head over to Twitter. We are still counting and tracking your votes for whoever you think will win this series.
Right. Tweet your picks to @LO Esports and use the hashtag CRSWin or CLGWin. We will be checking the vote standings throughout the game.
Yeah, so we'll have a look in Game 2 now, considering that CLG do have a leg up. They do have that additional point to their name. And I think in terms of compositions, if this game isn't in Curse's favor early on, I just prefer CLG's comp. I do think they have more options to play with later on. Yes, there's a Ziggs that they have to deal with and get past, but I feel like they're coordinated enough to do that.
Anytime you have the Jinx in the back pocket, yeah, you feel pretty confident going later. And Lulu's got good wave clear. Jinx with her rockets as well when she gets some tech damage. Nobody to help out with that.
Well, we are onto the Rift. Curse this time wearing the blue trunks, and Council Logic Gaming in the red trunks. Both teams barreling down towards one another in this mid lane. Curse rather, somewhat split. We've seen a lot of teams yesterday chilling in their tri-bushes.
Yeah, I really do like the pickup here for Voyboy as well. Ziggs, just able to control so much area and put out, like, it's blanket damage. I keep saying this about Ziggs, but he puts out so much damage to minions and towers and champions. He's just an all-around strong pick, just because the pure amount of damage that he can put out, as long as you're able to aim correctly.
Well, I trust Voyboy to aim correctly. Been around long enough to land those skill shots. CLG with some shenanigans going on. Hanging around the river. Aphromoo looking for a target, looking to connect with that Death Sentence. Dexter playing a living ward. That was close. That was so close.
I like the little strategy here too, using Dexter to scout for Aphromoo so he can land one of those hooks from the Fog of War, and Bunny Fufu just luckily dancing back and forth.
Yep, I am Evelynn, and I like to play a ward, is what Dexter was saying in that opening minute. Worked in his favor. Unfortunately, the crowd control didn't connect. So now CLG repositioning themselves for what looks to be a blue buff invade. Teleport on Nien, teleport on Quaz. I kind of think Curse are going to do the same in the bottom, but it is a touch early.
It looks like it will shake out into the classic swap here, and we may be seeing 1 or 2 turrets go down. Everybody, by the way, always checking that ledge, because more than a few have been surprised in scrims by people waiting there. We haven't seen it yet in the LCS games.
So nobody's died from it, but CLG did it both games yesterday. Using Nien as the river sort of bait, so to speak, and the rest of the team chilling out on that ledge. It didn't work out in their favor, though. Something that Jat was saying multiple times yesterday during the Dignitas series is that buddy system. Curse have actually got more votes now since the Twitter vote has been happening. It was a higher percentage earlier on.
Okay, so we go with the single buff and level 2 for everybody. 4-man push for both squads. Actually, they didn't even hit level 2. Nien still level 1.
Yeah, this time round.
Not been able to share enough.
Curse have got level 2 on their side, Nien. The only one that's level 1 in terms of these pushes. With Jinx on the side of CLG, you have to feel that that attack speed buff from her minigun is going to do great work. Both towers falling within a couple seconds of one another.
Yeah, that's actually pretty big that Nien does not have level 2 to get the extra damage for the turret. And they are on the turret that also has champion reduction. They're able to catch up though. As you said, Jinx is great at these 2 versus 1, or 4 versus 0 now that they are swaps.
We'll have to see who decides to recall first. Now, yesterday, there was a few teams that were able to grab a dragon on blue side. Don't know if Curse are going to be quick enough to make that happen. Nian, the first member of CLG to begin recalling directly under the tower. Curse have got the tower themselves. At least the minions should finish it off.
Whoa, are they going to go with the early dragon? We've seen this be so risky. It rarely works out for the team that does get the dragon. But look, Dexter is actually cheating and getting wolf experience because they don't expect anyone to do this anymore. You take so much damage that you lose control of the map. CLG, if they kept shoving, if they knew Curse were going to do this, if they had any sort of inkling that they would, they could pressure an inhibitor turret just for this dragon, and it wouldn't be worth it. But CLG taking a gambit, or Curse taking a gambit here, and they get away with the dragon pick. Haven't had to give anything up.
Well, conscientious play from Curse. It's not exactly worth all that much super early on. The value does scale with the levels of the champions, but objective secured.
Yeah, it's 600
and objective
good.
Control. Looks in their favor. So Dexter now back in his jungle. You touched on the fact that he went for that additional wolf camp from Curse's side of the map. Neither Dexter nor Dominate on traditional Feral Flare junglers. Most likely going to be seeing those spirit items. Dominate grabs his own red. So both junglers sitting at level 3. And
well, Dexter's level 4, so that's not 3.
Touche. Well spotted, Captain. And in terms of picking up that side lane farm, it's Nian that is sitting in the bottom lane, and it is Quas who is chilling up in the top lane. Both AD carry and support duos now meeting head to head in this middle lane.
Man, that is pretty funny how Curse have actually taken Dragon in every playoff game that they've had this split. First Dragon for them. Once again, so they do put a high priority even on the early ones.
Problem is it seldom equates into much more after that.
We'll see if they can actually make it work out this time, because as you talked about, there's that discrepancy between junglers. Dexter was getting solo experience, stealing away that big wolf, and then going straight over to his red. So Evelyn, with an edge over Kha'Zix, is very dangerous for Kha'Zix.
We'll see if Dominic can get himself some kills, can get himself back. He's a little small amount of CS down, nothing really to write home about. Quas is farming up that top lane, trying to catch up to Nian. Not going to be taking advantage of that early power spike that Renekton has over champions like Shyvana in the opening levels of the game.
Yeah, I think the biggest win from Curse is not the global gold that they got off an early dragon, but the timer for the next dragon, because they can time it exactly when the dragon comes up, whereas CLG will only have an inkling.
Oh, that's a dark binding onto Dexter. I think he was still stealth when Bunny Fufu threw that one out. Regardless, it connects, forces Dexter away, and Curse on point to defend this bottom tower. They've got 3 members here.
Since they had Renekton shoving up top. Oh, they actually got the teleport too. Dominate with some more harass on Dexter, gets his flash.
So teleport from Nian, the flash from Dexter. Voidboy runs into Link. He's forced to move away. Aphromoo with another great lantern. That's 2 back-to-back lanterns, ensuring that neither Dexter nor Link were in great trouble. And very importantly, that tower still holding on the majority of its hit points.
Yes, it is nice to see all of the LCS teams have been adapting very well to these pushes that come after you take down the towers. We always say, watch what they do with that big wave that they accumulate. CLG tried to get in position to cut them off, but Curse were there ahead of time, and they also got great harass on Dexter, which meant that Nian had to burn his teleport just to go answer Quas. So they actually gained a global cooldown there for Curse in the exchange, and were able to have Cops soak up that big wave, returning to a pretty even footing with double lift.
So small advantages gained across the map now for Curse. They continue to just hold their lanes as best they can. Quas now finally going to find himself battling against Nian. It looks like we're going to go back to sort of the standard 1-1-2 as far as the lane positions are concerned. Remember, this is the battle for 3rd place, and Curse is going to be looking to force a deciding game. And CLG, when they did lose their 2nd match yesterday, ended up getting destroyed in the 3rd game of the day. It looked like their confidence was shot. Playing, I think, safer today. We're not really seeing super in-your-face type of play from Counter Logic Gaming, but I guess they don't need to. They can bide the time that their comp scale.
The areas that I usually expect that from are from that bottom lane. From double lift and Aphromoo, they usually like to press their advantages. And as Freak was talking about yesterday, A lot of people like the Thresh into Morgana pick because the cooldown on Black Shield is extremely long. You can only block one hook, but then the next one that comes up, you won't have a Black Shield for it. And they can actually make a play off that. Level 6, they might be looking for some burst when Jinx can follow up any sort of harassment with her ultimate. And by the way, when they're looking for that burst and for that aggression, they're mainly looking to just burn summoners the first time around. You have to be very careful nowadays not overcommitting, especially in duo lanes for early trades.
We'll see who does manage to make that work. In the previous game, Aframu was landing a lot of Dark Bindings onto Bunning Fufu and Cop, and that allowed them to get control of that lane. Bunning Fufu has already connected once with Aframu, but it hasn't done a whole lot to garner either team any sort of advantage. 4 members of CLG Gaming are grouped up in this bottom lane.
5 coming down.
Link making his way through the jungle. Quas does have teleport. It'll take a few moments to respond, and Voyboy gets caught by the Glitter Lance. Auto attacks out, and Link was looking to turn him into a Munchkin. Decided against it. So we get back to this bottom lane. 4 members, death sentence. Oh, that's a great death sentence.
Good Black Shield
Good
as
Black
well.
Shield prevents that one connecting. Mega Inferno Bomb comes out, double lift's in trouble. He grabs the lantern. Aframu with the save. Now
Teleport in from Quas.
has
This is
been
actually
stuck
going
in
to
place.
be dangerous for Curse to come because Ziggs is not coming.
Oh,
Where's
Ace
Lulu
in the hole
is?
goes out. Double lift is away with his life. Now Quas and Dominate looking for the next target. They've opted to jump onto Dexter. That was a flash from Dominate. He gets the slow. Now the rest of the team is up. Wild Growth is there. A reply kill. That's a support for a jungler. Second on the board for CLG as Quas runs down double lift. He gets the stun. He gets the auto attack. That is a 2-for-3 trade with CLG coming out slightly ahead. Quas with the moves.
Yeah, what I was trying to get out there, it was dangerous for Curse to actually chase because Link was making the early roam, whereas Voyboy on Ziggs, it's dangerous for him to try and follow a Lulu because Lulu can cut him off and take him in the open. He would actually win that exchange. So Voyboy actually heads back top after this. Quas teleports in, and it will be a 4-on-5 chase. But as we saw before, Quas is not afraid to take on an entire team. And he almost is able to turn this one completely in Curse's favor. But they get their target first. There goes the flash, and they take out Dexter. They're going to, as well, get deep and chase down Double Lift. But the early Link joining the fight really turns it around for CLG. And they do come out ahead with a 3-for-2 trade. Voyboy eventually following after he already has vision on Lulu. But he has nothing left to add since he used his ulti already. Second Dragger, the Dragon.
Oh, they've got Voyboy. That's Aframu. He's pulled in some support. That's going to be a dead Ziggs. Voyboy goes down. Aframu is playing phenomenal today.
Yeah, I don't know about that last chase from Curse. They gave up their advantage of knowing the exact Dragon time. Curse are not able to pick it up. They're not able to get that positional advantage. And CLG are able to take that Dragon. No steal from the binding from Morgana. Nien also even gets back in time to take the wave top. So huge series of fortunate events for CLG right there.
They're going to be feeling much happier about this early game. It hasn't accrued to all that much gold lead, sitting 900 gold right now. But convincing team fights, good catches. And again, Aframu is just shining more and more. It seems every time you give that man Thresh, he will make very good plays. Quas and Dominate can steal away that red buff, make their way out of the jungle, denying that objective. And it looks like Curse are grouping up for this mid lane tower. Let's see how long they want to siege. There's all 5 members of the team there, and CLG a little slow to respond.
Yeah, Aframu cannot get close to this turret. It should go down for Curse.
Instantly secured. No contest. Nobody
Good
was
job
there quickly
swinging
enough.
over.
So well played by Curse, I guess.
Yeah.
Reading the situation and reading CLG were not there.
So that's what they should be doing with this team comp. I mean, that should be their default plan, is the Caitlyn and Ziggs. Getting those outer turrets down early.
Hey, it's 4.5.
Trying to siege back up.
Ziggs lost 25 range in his attack.
Oh my God.
Can't get to towers,
It still
bro.
does extra damage to the towers if you can hit them.
Regardless, Curse have got a top outer turret remaining as a target against CLG. CLG have removed all but the bottom outer
The
turret.
smite is up for Dominate. So this is a pure smite fight.
Looks like he got it. Dominate manages to smite that one away. Dexter, too slow with the trigger, not able to use the summoner spell himself. But again, denying that from Voyboy, so even though CLG didn't steal it, they have denied it from the priority target on Curse.
Man, I gotta say it again though, the vision. It seems to almost always be in CLG's favor. Whenever I look down here, the mini-map, CLG, they've got vision around the mid lane. Even though their turret is gone, they've shored up their weaknesses here. They have 2 pink wards on both sides of the mid lane and some deep regular wards inside there too. So they can see Dominate's movements. Whenever he enters either side of the jungle, they know which side of the jungle he's on, and Dexter can time how long it takes to do a wolf camp, to do a white camp on that side of the jungle, and just from that little bit of vision, he can know where Dominate's going to be for the next 45 seconds.
On the same token, Nien has built himself up a very big CS advantage. You touched on how the vision allowed Nien to play more aggressively in game 1. He's going to begin putting himself in that same position. He's got 116 CS to the 78 of Quas. CLG's map-based movements with those minion waves just appears to be accruing them a solid lead in that role.
And it looks like this time around, they actually have the jump on bottom lane. They're trying once again, shoving with that lane. They get there first. They actually have the jungler, and they're going to get some damage. However, I'm Ziggs, so it doesn't matter.
Wave clears down. It's not going to save the tower. If they stick around, nobody's going to tank it. A little bit too risky. Actually, Afram gets 1 or 2 more. So even with the Mega Inferno Bomb, CLG were able to commit enough resources to actually get their 3rd tower of the game. And it's CLG with a faster push on the map towers than Curse.
Yeah,
Curse have made very little effort at going.
Since Link was able to get the blue buff, whereas the invade from CLG caused Dominate to have to smite their blue buff away, there's no blue buff Ziggs, and that's a very big win for CLG. You can see the difference here since Link is able to spam his Glitter Lance and shove in Ziggs.
Look for the
He loses a lot
It
of
connects
potential.
on Dominate. Zap lands. Now Dominate manages to flash away. Summoner he'll use to save his life. The Super Mega Death Rocket connects onto Cop. Now Bunny Fufu's in the back line. That Soul Shackles does pick up a kill on Aframu. The double lift was forced to flash away. Now Quas is in the middle of the team fight. He's got a Negatron cloak and that Brutalizer, not anywhere near the same scary crocodile we've seen from game 1. Double lift gets excited, carries on running around. Now Link has rejoined the fight. CLG just playing this one somewhat more effectively, even with Curse responding.
Yeah, that catch actually, they're able to trade top laner for support and have control of the jungle.
Oh, Bunny was in so much trouble, does manage to get away. Luckily, no secondary help picks, secondary glitter lance coming out from Link, and that means Bunny Fufu backs away.
All right, let's see how much damage they can get on this turret. Ziggs is still here. He doesn't have a blue buff, but he's still got a little bit of mana. Has gone with the Athene, so he won't be hurting too bad. Can he do it himself, though?
I think they can. I think he can. I know he can. Boy's got low mana pool himself. Let's see how many minions he can clear away. Bouncing away bombs on the minions, melee minions. Not going to be enough. And CLG grab their 4th tower of the game. Faster paced than the previous matchup, but good rotations from CLG secures the objectives.
So let's watch again. Another hook from Aframu. He's been so good with all of his supports. Dominate trying to fake him out and just run straight. Here goes the Jinx Rocket, get the splash blocked by Cop. Saving Dominate. Dominate did have his shield, but that was magic damage only, and it wouldn't have protected him. Nien coming in, and they have the brawl inside the jungle, but really the main thing that comes out of the brawl inside the jungle is CLG once again have deep vision on that side.
Yeah, Quas, different build this time around. He's gone for the early Brutalizer, picked himself up a Spectre's Cowl. In stark contrast to game 1, where he secured the Ravenous Hydra as a first item pickup. And we've touched on the fact that he's behind on CS to Nien. He's just not doing a great job.
And Nien's got a red buff, but he's been baited in.
Well, let's see if Nien can get away from this one. Dragon's Descent is available. Dominate's coming from the sidelines. Nien's taking them on a walk.
And you have to watch. What are CLG doing to react to this? Nien's drawn so much from Curse up to the top lane. CLG have to capitalize on both other sides of the map, and they're trying to do it.
They managed to force the flash from Voidboy. Nien gets away with his life. Nien has killed all of the minions, so there's no minions to work with for Curse on that top lane. The rest of CLG grouped up around middle. This was very aggressive from Nien.
So it was actually his escape path. He wasn't trying to kill Voidboy there. He was just trying to get away from everyone who was chasing him, and he did a great job. Nien comes up once again. We talked about he needs to stay calm. He's been playing very well this series.
Yeah, definitely the case. Back on a super comfortable champion. Nien got a wealth of experience on Shyvana, really showing just his dominance and in the wave control it offers in this style of game, where CLG have been rotating and picking their tower battles based on minion waves and it's all stemmed from that very early push. CLG have grabbed themselves a 4,000 gold lead, a 2-tower lead. They've got dragon control now and looking very, very good heading into the mid-game.
I also see an early Sheen here for Link. So not only do they have the speed to move around the map and siege up these turrets, but now he's got the extra damage proc from Sheen.
And the Aether Wisp as well. Going to be getting that Lich Bane as a second item. I mean, that's the original Lulu build, which a lot of teams moved away from since the changes to Lich Bane came into effect. But the style of game that CLG are playing, that bonus damage will give Link all of the tower pushing power that he needs. Banshee's Veil completed as a first major item for Quas. Nien working towards Randion's Omen himself. Spirit of the Elder Lizards in our junglers, and Face of the Mountain already completed.
I don't see what high impact spell he's looking to block with that Banshee's Veil. Interesting choice there.
Maybe it's just going to be one of those glitter lancers. Hope it comes up in the middle of a fight. Work in your favor. Never know. We'll see how it works out for Quas.
Because Shyvana, we always talk about her being a high magic damage champion. Yeah, it's just slow burn though.
We'll see if that MR from Quas works out. Curse grouped up. There's 3 members in the middle lane near the inner turret. The rest of CLG are coming from behind. It's Link actually heading straight to the inhibitor. Nien has decided this is his primary path.
Yeah, and they get the jump on this bottom turret. Sheen Lulu doing some work.
Yeah, that's about half of the tower already dropped. Double Lift using the range on that the rocket launcher to his advantage. Very good pokers. Minions pushing the top and towards the middle, and CLG completely ignoring Curse's champions. CLG are completely ignoring who Curse are and what they want to do, and just going straight for towers.
Dominate goes in.
He's trying to force something. Flay doesn't connect. There comes the Mega Inferno Bomb. A lot of damage from Curse down. Aphromu's held onto the box. Death Sentence is now available. Who will it catch? It's not often that Aphromu doesn't connect with that ability. And luckily for Dominate, he gets away with his life.
Yeah, I mean, after that first fight and CLG getting ahead, it's very hard for Curse to make an aggressive move, because since CLG are controlling the vision around Curse's jungle so well, Curse cannot get too far away from their turrets. They always have to be wary of the Evelyn's position. She can punish anyone who extends too far, and it kind of makes the entire team of Curse play more defensively towards that mid game after CLG get the early lead.
Well, Double Lift now using a lot of damage onto that inner turret. We'll be securing the 6th tower of the game. Aphromu's moving forward.
Teleport
for the death
from
sentence. The Black Shield was up, and it doesn't stop Aphromu. He flies in. Wild Growth knocks up Curse. There goes the Death Rocket into the background. Doesn't kill anyone. Quas is in the middle of 4. He sets his sights on Aphromu. He gets hooked. The rest of CLG turn on him. That's a dead crocodile. They've turned him into a pair of boots. Void Boy's the next target. Rocket launcher's down. It's Dexter that gets a kill credit, and CLG turn for Baron.
All right, so CLG, Quas teleports further away from the fight than he actually was standing, but he got positioning on the back line. He was trying to get back there to Double Lift. However, at that point, everyone is too weak. So watch where Quas is, and he's teleporting back up the mid lane. It's going to take him a long time to join the fight. Oh, there's another fight breaking out, though, right now.
Forced to flash. He's in trouble. He's been hooked.
Afro, please.
Aphromu disrespecting the law, dropping Cop where he stands.
Aphromu is definitely a highlight for CLG. Let's see Dominate actually walking into him again.
Bunny Fufu.
That could be very dangerous for Dominate.
Well,
Bunny Fufu is even more dangerous.
At least it's an execute. Now Dominate's trying to jump onto Link. Aphromu's got a small amount of mana. Can he save Link? That is the question. The lantern goes out. The shield is up. It buys the time. Double Lift is in the background. Mega Inferno Bomb comes down. That's a flash away.
He was already
Link
out.
Gets out. Link was alive.
I think he was already crossed the finish line there, getting out of the Ziggs bomb, but it was so close, he flashes anyway.
A flash photo finish ensures Link doesn't go down, and Counter Logic Gaming running circles around Curse. They've built up a great gold lead. They've got incredible map control.
Yeah, it's getting out of hand now.
It's out of hand.
It's okay. it's out of your hands. It's on the floor. It's rolling away.
Well, Curse, to be fair, do have Ziggs. So as far as defending towers, the theory is he can do well. It hasn't shown through just yet.
Thing is, he can stall very well with Ziggs, so we may see Curse hold out inside their base in the Alamo for a fairly long time after this. But Bunny getting caught out, trying to get vision of Baron.
Well, Bunny Fufu throws down the
Dexter, though, 5 members collapsing on him.
Dexter is all alone, should be going down. Quas lands the slice and dice. Manages to give the kill credit to Dominate. Now Dominate turns to Doublelift. Another death sentence. Aframu puts the box down. It's actually a deletion from Doublelift as he gets excited. Got the red buff on. He's now kiting. Zap slows Quas. Red buff continues ticking. Nian jumps into the back line. He's got 3 members of Curse keeping him busy. Doublelift is excited. He's running down the mid lane. Link is now picked up a kill onto Cop. Look for the Glitterlance. That catches on Void Boy. Link's going for the dive. Gets the help pick. The shield is up. That's a kill back for Void Boy. He manages to get away with his life. 2 kills for 3, and CLG looking on the tower.
Yeah, Link goes too deep there, but Aframu has had Quas on a leash this entire game. And again, he's able to allow Doublelift to kite the Renekton, stay alive in the back line, lifesteal, and having Jinx up means they get the inhibitor.
Doublelift gets away thanks to another great Lantern. Dominators trying to push forward. That's a Lantern, the Death Sentence connecting. We do see Doublelift with another kill. That's a Phantom Dancer and Bloodthirster. A 6-1-4 Doublelift. Dominate simply doesn't have the damage to melt him quickly enough.
And we talked about this. Okay, so here is who's getting caught right here. Dexter thinks he's catching Bunny Fufu, but actually Bunny Fufu's team is closer, so Curse do a good job. They collapse. Now they have their advantage, though. They've tasted blood, and they get a little thirsty. One hook from Afro, into a box from Afro, into the ult from Jinx, point blank. And there's no way for Dominate to dodge that ult from Jinx because of Afro's hook.
Well, Dragon has been...
Dragon for Baron, not the best of trades.
Started. It looks like it's going to be secured because Baron is going to get locked down by CLG. And I figure when you're Curse, any little bit helps, I imagine. Doublelift even got some damage down thanks to that Super Mega Death Rocket of his. And now CLG even further ahead. 12,000 gold. Super Minions in the mid lane. Dominate. Is he going to get hooked? That's the question.
Oh,
Doublelift, can Aframu
they saw him walk by. They've got so many wards here. They still know where he is.
Oh, this is going to be scary. Aframu is moving himself forward.
The audio's bugged. That's why there's no actually Morgana ult.
No, there is no Morgana.
Don't worry.
Yep.
It's a nightmare, guys.
It is a nightmare indeed. It's I will dominate nightmare. Red buff is on. He's trying to stealth away. That was a great play.
Can he land the hook too?
No.
Let him go.
Not cool. Not cool. Everyone judge Aframu harshly for missing that hook.
Link's cracked. Doublelift is cracking up that Aframu just missed another hook. Ha ha.
I know. He's going to be very, very gutted. 0-1-12. 90-odd% kill participation. Aframu saved so many of his teammates and helped secure so many kills for CLG. They are in absolute control.
And it's what we talked about in Champ Select. The first 2 lock-ins, the Lulu and the Thresh. You have to secure those before you go with something like Jinx. And this is why CLG have showed they are amazing at protecting the Jinx. This is a classic CLG style. Protect Doublelift, allow him to kite. And they have plenty of damage to follow it up now.
That's true, going as far back as CLG's roots will extend. Link now, 1 more auto attack on that tower should secure it. He's actually bailed for now. He was pushing quite aggressively. Quas behind members of CLG. He can't really pick this fight. Got a Giant Spell along with that magic resist. That's not really going to help.
Link goes for his turret. That should be an easy finish.
So for the record, Doublelift is sitting on 3,000 gold right now. Has not backed in an extended period of time. Rest of CLG onto their second inhibitor. Aframu looking to wind up, looking for another kill. Does catch Bunny Fufu, not going to follow through with the hook. And another inhibitor falls. Now in the background, Dominate has jumped onto Aframu. He immediately needs to get himself out of the fight. Aframu's dropped low. Is he going to throw the box down? That's the question. That's a big heal. Plus the wild growth coming out of Link. Death Sentence catches on Quash. That's the leash that you were talking about. Quash will be the next victim. He gets dropped by the Super Mega Death Rocket. They turn their attention over to Bunny Fufu. That Doublelift continues melting through his HP. That's a triple kill. He gets excited. The rest of CLG are going onto the Nexus turrets. Unless someone gets pulled out by the Death Sentence, Void Boy gets tugged backwards. Kill credit is secured. That is a quadra kill. Going for the penta. Is it the penta? A fountain dive penta-kill.
Worth it for sure.
Doublelift
finally gets a penta. His name in lights.
I did not believe that was going to happen. And Doublelift goes 12-1-4, 2-0. Penta-kill secured.
He also gets to kill the Nexus himself. CLG rewarding double lift. He must have been a good boy last week.
I did not think that was going to happen. As an aside, 3 for 3 in pentakills. I've been fortunate enough to be in all 3 games.
Quick shot breeds pentakills.
I sincerely hope so. Double lift. You know what? That was a flashy finish.
It was a good finish.
If ever there was a way to stamp home that this was your series and this was your game, it's a fountain dive penta. And truthfully, CLG in complete control game 2.
It was very, very strong game from them. Complete vision control the entire series even, not even just that game from CLG. And they were just much quicker around the map this time around.
Oh, I completely agree with you there.